Hey there. Welcome into the Ben Maynard program. Thanks for being here, everyone. I'm back. I heard you missed me, and I'm back. Yeah. Ah, got a lot to go over, got a lot to cover. I look like crap, but let's get this taken care of first, all right? Let's get some business out of the way. As you know, this program is available on multiple podcast platforms like Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Spotify, amongst many others. Or you can just search the Ben Maynard program. And like I said, you'll have lots of options to choose from. But if you do me a favor, just go to Buzzsprout. That's where my website is. And all the shows are there. You can check them out. However, because you've missed me so much, and you cannot resist all this here with the tiny eyes and the mop hair and all that craziness, and you're watching on YouTube, then please subscribe to the channel. And I think I mentioned it the last time out. Hit the notification bell too. Yeah, do that. Leave me a comment, or I'm sorry, thumbs up first. Okay, thumbs up first, then leave a comment. How's that? It's been like 3 weeks, people. I'm out of practice here. Last but not least, follow me on Instagram. All one word, Ben Maynard Program. So, as always, plenty of ways to take in this show for your dancing and listening pleasure. And with that, it's been, I think it's been like 3 weeks, something like that. 3 weeks since we last got together. Wow, it's forever ago. And yeah, it's been tough. Yeah, you can see if you're watching, I look like crap. I've got dime size eyes right now. Maybe that's a good thing because then you can't see how red they are. Even though I put eye drops in before we got started. Oh my gosh, a lot to cover. Right now, as I'm recording this, it's just after 6 in the morning, my time, Pacific time. I just got off work, got home at, I don't know, I think it was like 5:30. Jumped in the shower real quick, and got ready for this. I try to do the best I can at making myself look pretty, but that's a tall order. Yeah, definitely, that's a tall order. So I did the best I could. Sorry, but yeah, where did we leave off? We had Friday Night Live. I think that was the last show we did, and so I know I told everyone that I was going to Portland for work, and I was going to be there for 2 weeks, and it's all true. I was. Um, I took the laptop. I was going to take the mixer and a microphone, but I'm glad I didn't, just because I got to the to well, let me. I was in 4 hotels in 2 weeks. All right, let me just say that 4 hotels in 2 weeks. That's a lot of moving around. So I'm glad I didn't take the microphone and the mixer, just because it wasn't necessary. So I did take the laptop. I thought, well, I can at least do a show from my hotel room. And I had an interview scheduled for that first Saturday after I had arrived. I don't even remember the date. It's just everything's a blur right now. Too much work, too many hours. It's all crazy. We're going to get into it a little bit. Um, but I did have an interview scheduled with a young man named Kobe Reese. In fact, I had promoted it. Well, I had internet issues at the hotel, and so I had to scrub it. And we rescheduled, which I'm very happy about. He's happy about it. We're going to record that next Friday. That's what, May 17th, I believe it is. And I'll remind you again of that later on. But so I had to cancel that. I felt really, really bad, felt terrible. because I was really kind of looking forward to uh, taking this podcast on the road, so to speak, doing it from a hotel room, something I'd never done before. And it just didn't work out that way. So let's see. Now it was 2 hotels into it. Um, then my last Friday, which was, I think that was May the 3rd. Yeah, my last Friday, I had planned on doing a Friday night live. I was able to, I had a few minutes and I was able to go down to the hotel lobby and see if I had a better internet connection from the hotel lobby, which I did. I did a little test, everything was good. And I thought, well, I'll do Friday Night Live from the lobby. And if people see what I'm doing here and they show interest, they walk over, say, "What are you doing?" We'll just get some people from Oregon on the show. Why not? Well, yeah, best laid plans, right? Because as you know, Friday Night Live, we keep the same time, keep it very consistent, and we start at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Well, I didn't get off of work until 7:30 that night. And so, needless to say, Friday Night Live wasn't happening. And so it just kind of sucked. But um, yeah, to start on my Portland trip, the only time I saw Portland was at the airport. That was it. Flying in and leaving. Um, that first Sunday, I flew in, whatever that was. I had to check my show log. Look, everything is such a blur. It has been a blur. So that first Friday, uh, I uh, sorry, that first Sunday. I'm sorry. After I flew into Portland and I stayed in a hotel in a small town called Wilsonville, about 25 minutes from the airport, and spent 3 hours sitting in the lobby of that hotel because though they had my reservation, my company, of course, was paying for all of this, and they didn't have all the proper information from my company, so they couldn't let me into my room. So I sat for 3 hours with no home in the lobby, which was great, of course. Yeah, just exactly what you want to do. Um, anyway, so I got into the hotel. That was on Sunday. The next morning, Monday, I uh, I go into our Portland office. I meet a couple of people. They give me some of the things that I'm going to need for the next couple of weeks, and they say, "We need you to take off and go to Eugene, and we'll take care of the hotel. We'll get you set up, and you're going to work in Eugene this week, Tuesday through Saturday." Okay. Well, it's an hour and a half. All right. Doesn't seem like much, but it is. It's an hour and a half. And so that's what I did that first week, worked Tuesday through Saturday. What an adventure that was working in Eugene. Sounds like a big city, but it's not. It's small city, little townships all around. Um, everything is so spread out. I will say this, it's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Everything is green, lush. It was cold, which I dig. It was it rained, I think, a couple of times in Eugene. But what I thought was interesting is that the rain was more like a drizzle or a sprinkle. And I asked the guys there, I said, "Is this how it rains most of the time when it rains?" And they said, "Yeah, this is pretty much how it is. When it rains here, this is how we get it for most of the year." And I thought, wow, that's cool because I could be outside working in the rain and I never felt like I was getting wet. It was cool. So I thought, oh, I'm good with this. it can rain the whole time I'm here if it's going to do it. If it's going to do this. So, all right. So first week in Eugene, that was Tuesday through Saturday. Go back to the hotel Saturday afternoon. Well, I have to start packing up everything because the following morning, Sunday, um, I've got to check out of my hotel. Now that's hotel number 2. I've got to check out of there and drive, yes, 3 hours. 3 hours kind of to the southeast to a small little city called Klamath Falls. Yeah, small little place. Actually, it encompasses huge amount of square miles, but it's a small city, very small. So I do that. And then I have to get set up on Sunday night because the next day, Monday morning, I've got to start work at 4 o'clock. And um, I worked Monday, Tuesday. I was supposed to be off Wednesday and then work Thursday, Friday. Well, Tuesday afternoon comes around, and one of the supervisors, he calls me up and he says, "How's everything going? Hey, you want to work tomorrow?" And I said, "Well, what do you want me to do?" And I don't want to get into a whole bunch of details because it's just stuff that'll bore you to tears. But he asked me if I want to work. I said, "Well, yeah, what do you want me to do?" He says, "Well, we have an empty trailer in the yard where I'm working currently in Klamath Falls." He says, "We have an empty, just bring it over to Grants Pass." That's what we call in our company. We call them resident yards. Okay. They're spread out throughout the state of Oregon. There's 15 of them for Cisco, Portland in the state of Oregon, 15 resident yards. Whereas in comparison to Cisco, LA, where I work, we have 5 resident yards. We cover a large area out of Cisco, LA, but we're not covering the entire state. We have 5 operating companies in the state of California. Oregon has 1, and they have to cover the entire state. And if anyone knows geographically where Portland is, Portland's at the very northern part of the state, right next to the Columbia River. The Columbia River pretty much separates Oregon and Washington. Well, Klamath Falls, where I ended up my second week, is almost at the very uh, southeastern portion of the state. It's, I don't know, 25 miles from the state line of California. You can see Mount Shasta from Klamath Falls. That's how close to California it is. Oh, it was great. So they asked me, "Okay, do you want to take this trailer over to our yard in Grants Pass, which is 2 hours away, right near Medford?" Beautiful drive. Oh gosh, gorgeous, gorgeous drive. Gorgeous, gorgeous drive. So I said, "Yeah, sure." They said, "Yeah, just bring the trailer over, drop it in the yard, and just head on back." Okay, cool. So as I'm driving over, I get a text message from this same supervisor, and he says, "More than likely, I'm gonna have you help out this new guy. He's pretty new, and he's gonna need a little bit of help." And I'm thinking, this is like supposed to be my day off. To this point, I haven't had a day off. I've been doing something every day for work, and so, well, I'm not texting and driving, so I see the text and okay, whatever. I guess I'm going to help somebody out for a little bit, and so I get there, drop the trailer, find out where this guy is, go meet up with him. I help him out for a few hours, and then I head back. The 2-hour drive back. So what was supposed to be a day off was a 9-hour day. Now, for some people, a 9-hour day is a long day for you. A 9-hour day for me is actually a short one. But nonetheless, it was 9 hours. 9 hours on a day I shouldn't have been working. So I was like, okay, what am I going to do? Well, and now let's go back to the hotel and, you know, go to the grocery store, pick up a few supplies as I was doing throughout my stay in Oregon, and maybe do some laundry, catch up on that, and get ready for the next day because we're going to start at 4 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. We got to get stuff Thursday and Friday. So Friday was supposed to be a pretty short day. Well, again, that's laid plans. Ended up being my longest day, my last day, last working day in Oregon ends up being the longest working day in Oregon. It was a 15-hour day, 15 and a half hour day, actually. Beautiful, right? Exactly what you want. Well, that's why I couldn't get in a Friday Night Live after I had figured stuff out. And not only did I not get in Friday Night Live, and not only did I put in a 15-hour day, I had to go back to the hotel, do one last load of laundry, pack everything up because the following morning, Saturday, what was that, the 4th? Yeah, May the 4th. Oh, that's right, because I had TBS on and they were showing all the Star Wars movies. May the 4th be with you, right? So, uh, so that following morning, I have to check out of the hotel and drive for 4.5 hours back to Portland to check into another hotel. Yeah. And because I was going to fly home on Sunday the 5th. And I had a fairly early flight. I think if I remember correctly, it was like 8:30. Who's sending me stuff? What am I getting here? Uh, no, it's just not for me. Um, Yeah. Well, great. And like I said, this all this driving is beautiful, but not when you don't really want to have to be doing it. And then on that Saturday, not only was it raining, but it snowed during my 4.5 hour drive. It snowed on two different occasions. So it was great. And I mean, it didn't hamper my drive. It was very interesting. It was great though. It was great. I was just like, okay, the snow didn't really stick. They still had snow on the ground from I don't know when. I guess just over the winter, and hard. I mean, it was hard packed on the sides of the road. Depending on where you were, I think elevation, the highest elevation I was at was it was under 6,000 feet. So that just goes to show you how cold it gets up there, and I mean, they get snow down at the 1,000 foot level and less. Um, so yeah, so it snowed a couple of times during that 4.5 hour drive. And that was just kind of the way it was. I guess all the other stuff was pretty good. I had no time to go enjoy any restaurants. Um, no time at all to do any sort of sightseeing, exploring, anything like that. That's the first time I'd ever been to Oregon. Uh, so you kind of want to, you know, see the sights if there are any sights. Saw a lot of cows, saw a lot of sheep, saw a lot of horses, a lot of agriculture out there. It's great. It really is. Honestly, I don't. I'm not trying to make light of that. It's great. It's just absolutely beautiful. Uh, part of the part of the country. Um, One place I went into, I stopped on my drive back up to Portland. Come on, for those who are my age, you remember A&W. Who remembers A&W? Yeah. Ah, I had to stop. I had to stop, and I got the largest root beer float that I could get. I didn't care. It was, it was like 40 degrees out and raining and snowing, and I still had to stop and get the largest root beer float that I could get. Oh, it was so it was so good. I did get an order of onion rings as well, and those were delicious. Oh, they were great. Talked to the owner. He'd only opened that location. I think he was only open. I think that was like his fourth week open. Everything looked brand new. It was great. It was, but A&W, come on, that takes you back. We just don't have those really here in California. I'm hoping for those who are listening elsewhere or watching this elsewhere around the country or around the world that you've got A&Ws all over the place because we don't here in California. We did when I was a kid, when I was growing up. They weren't just everywhere, but we did have our fair share of them, and they were always cool to go into. A little car hop, you pull up, you had a little speaker you put on your car window or your car door. You order your food, somebody brings it out to you on a tray. Ah, it was just the best. That was just the best. It was so cool. So that was, I guess, that was one of my highlights. It goes to show you how much fun I actually had during my time in Oregon. Yeah. So anyway, let's just kind of leave that right there. I have missed you guys terribly. I really have. And I haven't even had time to post anything like on social media just to say hello, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, and of course, Catherine takes care of the Instagram page. I haven't had time to do any of that, not even this week coming back home. Uh, I worked nights this week, um, Monday night through last night, Friday night. So we call it Tuesday through Saturday. It's Monday night through Friday night, whatever. I was starting at 6:30 in the evening, getting home at 5 o'clock the next morning. Like I can tell you, I just got home at 5:30 this morning here, jumped in the shower, did something with this mop, and here we are because I missed you guys so bad. I missed doing this show. I really did. And I thought, what am I even going to talk about other than going to Portland? But, there's a few things we're going to go over a little bit. I'm not going to keep you guys here for 90 minutes, 2 hours, nothing like that. We're just going to play some catch up. All right. That's it. We're going to catch up because I missed you. And I am certainly hoping that you missed me too. Um, and I'm just trying to get back into the swing of things because when I'm done here, I'm gonna go lay down and take a nap. I have a 10:30 haircut appointment. Yeah. Yeah, this stuff here, and if you're listening, you obviously can't see, but this mop is just, oh my gosh. And it's just it's unmanageable. The hair is unmanageable, and I need to have some more control over it. Oh, see my shirt? I picked this shirt up in Klamath Falls. See, it says, what does it say there? It says Common Block, which is a brewery. I made a couple of deliveries to this brewery while I was there, so I thought, uh, see if they have some swag, and I'll get some stuff. And it says Klamath Falls. See there? Yeah, Common Block Brewing, a brewery or brewing company, Klamath Falls. So I picked up a couple T-shirts and a ball cap. They didn't have any barrel aged stouts. I couldn't have taken in any of them anyway since I was working. But what I'm gonna try to look something up here really quick. So like talk amongst yourselves for a moment. Where is it here? I got one coming up here. Uh, Shucks. Oh no, let's go this way. Back this way. Yeah, I'm gonna try to find this photograph here that I have in my photos on my phone. And of course I don't have my glasses on, so it makes it even worse to try to find it. But I'll find it because I want to show you. Maybe some of you have seen a little bit of the picture I'm going to show. Um, if you've gone to Buzzsprout and you've gone to my website on Buzzsprout, because this is kind of background to my website, to to the show. There it is. There it is. Okay. Now, look, tell me if this is what you want, and I'll make it happen, okay? But this is what I'm trying to avoid. And I'm sorry for those that are listening, but I'm going to put this really close to the camera and I'm block my face. That right there. Yeah, that whoops. No, no, we're getting too much of the screen. No, let's get right. Hold on. I'm going to pick this microphone up too so I can continue to talk. That what's going on here? Wait. Oh, that's what's going on. Okay, there we go. There we go. Oops. God, you think I know what I'm doing here? Right there. Yeah. That is my senior picture, my high school senior picture. Beautiful, huh? Whoops, what'd I do here? I did something. Hang on. There we go. I don't know. I hit something on the screen. So if it went blank for a moment, I apologize. I think I hit something on the keyboard and something else popped up covering my beautiful face. Um, Yeah, it's my senior picture. So I'm trying to avoid that. I got to take care of this. It's so unmanageable. So I got a 10:30 appointment to get that done. But I need some sleep. I need some sleep. And then Catherine and I and Jim, the Jim, we're taking mom out to late lunch, early dinner this but today. So it's gonna be a long day. Yeah. And we're taking her out because everybody, tomorrow is Mother's Day, right? That's right. Tomorrow is Mother's Day. And here's a reminder, take care of mom. Okay? Take care of the mothers in your life. If you still have your mother, great. That is awesome. Take care of your mom. Take care of your wife if you're married and you have kids because she's a mother too, right? Uh huh. Yeah. And have to listen to my own words. I've got to take heed. Okay. So that's what's going on. That is what's happening. Okay. Let me put these spectacles on here because there's a few other things I want to cover before I cut you people loose. Oh, and it is so good to be back. Back. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do. See, I'm out of practice here. Okay, let's see. Boom. There, right there. Uh-huh. Because I'm back by popular demand. You demanded it. You out there demanded that I come back, and I'm here. I'm here, baby. So I just wanted to touch on a little bit of kind of some music news. Nothing special, but there's just in my listening to this and that and the other thing, I picked up a couple things. There are a couple of uh, rock documentaries that are out there now. Um, One of them is "If These Walls Could Talk," and I guess that's about Abbey Road Studios. I don't think it's only about the Beatles recording it at Abbey Road. I think it's about everyone else that has recorded there as well on that same equipment that the Beatles recorded on. So I got to try to check that one out. I think I heard of that one, but I haven't seen it. But I got to check that one out. And then, what was it? Last year or the year before, Peter Jackson from Lord of the Rings fame. He did that documentary. It was like 6 parts, 8 parts, something like that. Let It Be. Or no, I'm sorry. Get Back. Get Back. That's what it was. Get Back. And but it was the recording and the writing, the recording, all that stuff on the Let It Be album. And I got to check that one out too. I haven't checked it out. I think these ones are like on Disney Plus. I think that's what I heard. But then there was a documentary that was done on the recording of the Beatles album Let It Be way back when. that was called Let It Be. That was never, well, I shouldn't say never. It hasn't been available to see since something like 1980 or the early 80s, let's put it that way. And I think that one's coming back if it's not already back. I think all these Beatles ones are on Disney Plus. Now, because if you've been with this program long enough, you know my story regarding the song "Let It Be" and what it means to me as far as it grabbing a hold of me musically. So I have to. I've got to see that one. That one I definitely have to see. Um, and then I think it dropped this week, about a week ago. I just haven't been able to. I haven't been able to really watch anything with my work schedule this week coming back. So I'm like way behind. But there's a like 4-part documentary, Bon Jovi documentary, and that one's on Hulu. That one I really have to check out. Now I like Bon Jovi. I don't go deep into the catalog, but I was on board with Bon Jovi before before Bon Jovi really hit big, and that was with "Slippery When Wet." That was their third album. A lot of people don't even know that, especially a casual fan. They just think, "Oh, this is it." Bon Jovi, they dropped "Slippery When Wet," and they exploded. Well, they exploded all right with it, but that was their third album. They had a debut album on the back half of 1983. It was just called Bon Jovi. That was with the single "Runaway." Um, and then they released, I think it's called 7,500 Degrees Fahrenheit. That was about a year and a half later. And that one didn't really go anywhere at all. I think they had one semi hit off of that. And I don't own that one. And I believe that was In and Out of Love. Not sure, but I think so. So you can check me if I'm wrong on that. You can check me and let me know, call me a moron, whatever. Um, But that one I remember they got the name 7,500 degrees Fahrenheit because that is at that temperature, rock melts. So get it? They're gonna rock, they're gonna melt rock because they're gonna rock so hard. They're gonna reach 7,500 degrees Fahrenheit and melt rock. So that was kind of the whole thing behind the name of that album. Um, So there's the 4-part Bon Jovi documentary, and apparently it's like really, really good. There's some really raw stuff on there uh, regarding John and the vocal problems he has had. I think throughout his career, but primarily uh, the last tour that they were on. And it's well documented. He had a lot of vocal problems. So he's very transparent with all of this, and I think it's just a history on the band as well. But I think it kind of goes back and forth. I'm not sure. It's kind of what I'm hearing, so I've got to check it out. And if somebody out there has already seen it, leave it in the comments. Comment on it, and tell me what you think about it. What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, yes. So yesterday, May 10th, and the only reason why I'm bringing it up is because when I had heard this stuff, I should say all of it, but when I heard this, it was yesterday, May 10th, and I thought I just jotted a quick note down. I said, okay, look, make sure you hit on this uh, when you get back on the air and you hit record. So May 10th was the 40th anniversary. And I kind of bring it up too because a few weeks back we talked about albums turning 40, and I think I missed out on this one. I don't remember if I covered it or not. But May 10th was the 40th anniversary of the release of Twisted Sister's Stay Hungry. Now, for a casual fan, and I would consider myself a casual fan, though I know a little bit more about the band, a lot of people would think this was their debut, but it's not. This is actually, I believe it's their was their it was their third or fourth. I'm trying to remember now. There was um oh, I can't remember the names of them now. You can't stop rock, I think. You can't stop rock and roll. Something else, and then Stay Hungry in 1984. And Twisted Sister had been, you know, like huge in the tri-state area on the East Coast, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania. They were playing clubs, but these clubs were you know were holding two, three, 4,000 people too. So they had a name for themselves out there. Uh, but it was when they came to LA, they got a major record deal and released Stay Hungry, and it's their biggest album. Millions and millions of copies. I think it's like 5, 6, 7 million copies sold, and of course the big, huge songs on there. We're Not Gonna Take It, and I Want to Rock. And so celebrated 40 years yesterday, May 10th. Uh, a new album was also released yesterday, May 10th, by it's a solo album by Sebastian Bach. Now, some of you out there might not be familiar with who Sebastian Bach is, so I'll just fill you in on it. Sebastian Bach was a former lead singer from the band Skid Row. Their biggest, like Billboard Top 40 song was I Remember You. And all the chicks dig that song and loved Sebastian as well. Long, long flowing hair, good looking guy, great voice, all that. He was like total rocker package. But so he just released a new solo album yesterday. For those who might be interested, I think this is about his fifth one. But this one is called, I think it's called The Child Within, or The Child Inside the Man. That's right, The Child Inside the Man. I heard an interview with him earlier, and he's so enthusiastic about it, so excited about it. Already have has released a couple of excuse me, has released a couple of singles, and I believe one video, and I think a second video is coming. I believe it's for a song called Freedom. I heard that song today or yesterday. Sorry, not today. I heard that song yesterday, and it's a good song. John Five co-wrote it. For those who aren't familiar with John Five is now the new guitarist in Motley Crue. Has been now for about a year or so. But John Five co-wrote the song, played on it in the studio, and the Freedom is a good song. So if it's any indication of how the rest of the album is going to be, I am looking forward to checking it out. I really am. What else? What else? As I said, I'm remind everyone once again, next Friday, May 17th, I will be I'll be recording a show with Kobe Reese. Kobe Reese, the 13-year-old multi-instrumentalist, singer, songwriter, has got his own band under his name, Kobe Reese. I think I told you I met him a few weeks back when Catherine and I went to the David Zeeb Foundation benefit concert. And so yeah, got it rescheduled, got it locked in, and that's going to be happening next Friday, May 17th. So be looking for that to post by late afternoon Pacific time, early evening, right in there. Early evening if you're Central Time or you're on the East Coast. It'll be there. I think, and I'll let everyone know. I'll certainly let you know by Thursday, Friday morning at the latest if we'll do a Friday night live next week. So you may get two shows on Friday, one recorded and one live. Uh, we got to get back in the swing of things, Got to do it. I've missed it terribly. I told you I have missed you terribly. And um, if you have missed me even half as much as I've missed you, then it warms my heart. That's right. My little wait, is it right there? Yeah, my little corazon. Yeah. Warms my heart. So it's just good to be back sitting in this chair in this studio. Yeah, feels good. So we got that coming next Friday. So be looking for that. Mark your calendars. All right. Be ready for it. And I thought this was cool. I got this notification 2 days ago, I think it was, that it's the first one I've seen. It's a ranking on this podcast. And let me get my glasses back on again. So, this podcast here, the Ben Maynard program on Apple Podcasts, ranks 117th in the music commentary category. Yes, there's probably only 118 that fit into that category, but whatever. I'm not the bottom. So I saw that and I thought, wow, I think that's the first ranking I've seen on this show from any platform. So I thought, okay, well, that's cool. I got to share that with everyone. I just thought it was kind of cool, this little program here, and we're 117th. Yes, awesome. So who knows? Hey, if we keep it up, if you keep it up out there and you keep tuning in and you keep listening or you keep watching, then hey, maybe we'll move up a couple more notches. Yeah. Wouldn't that be something? I think it would. Okay. Uh, last thing I'm gonna cover here, and then we're cutting you loose, all right? And you can enjoy your weekend. Again, I'm gonna remind you tomorrow is Mother's Day. Take care of your mother. Take care of moms. They're so special. They've always been just a special person in our lives. There's no one like mom. There really isn't. Dads are great. I'm a dad. I'm a dad. I know I'm great. I know I'm great. So there. Ha. Dads are great, but there's something just indescribable about moms. And so just love on your mom. If you can't be with her, give her a call and tell her how much you love her and how much you appreciate everything that she's done for you over the years. This is cool. One of these days when I have about a week to figure so much out here technologically with this show, I'm going to be able to play some music on here. I'll work around it somehow. But if you're not familiar, go check it out. Check this out because this, honestly, it says it all when it comes to mom. And it's Jimmy Dean's, it's the sausage guy. Jimmy Dean's IOU. And he wrote that for his mother. And it is so fitting for Mother's Day. And if you have an opportunity, I don't know if it's on any of the streaming services. uh, or not. I'm sure it's here on YouTube. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. I have a CD recording of it, but again, I got to be able to figure out how to get music onto this show here. Uh, but it is so good. And grab a hold of it, people. Find it and save it and play it for your mom tomorrow. If you can, whether it's over the phone, whether you're out to breakfast or to brunch, or you just mom's coming to your house, you're going to her house, whatever it is. Play it for mom tomorrow because it says everything. And I guarantee you, I promise you, it's going, you will weep. You will weep from this. So if you don't want to cry, then maybe you don't want to play it, but your mom deserves it. And I'm sure it will definitely bring a tear to her eye too. It is so, so cool. And it just says it all. It really just hammers home how great moms are and how much we need to express our love and our appreciation for moms. And if you don't cry, then you have a black heart. I tease you. I tease you because I don't think there'll be a dry eye out there. Anybody who listens to this show or watches this show, I don't think anybody will get through it without crying. Anyway, so let's leave it at that, okay? It's so good to be back. Let's just wrap it right here. Let you get on with your day. Let me take a nap. I need some sleep. Uh, so, in wrapping it up, I'll remind you all that this program is available on multiple podcast platforms like Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Spotify. I think it's a Podcast Addict, Player FM, Podcast Chaser, all kinds of them. Look, just search the Ben Maynard program. You'll see all the options you have. But go to Buzzsprout, all right? Because you'll get to see that great picture of me, at least a part of it. And all the shows will be there. If you're watching here on YouTube, then please subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Yeah, I got to remember that one. Give me a thumbs up and leave a comment. All right? You know I love comments. You know that I read them all because I reply to all of them. Okay? So do that. Come on. Be my friend. All right? And last but not least, follow me on Instagram. Ben Maynard Program, all one word. So with that, we're done, folks, okay? I thank you so much for being here. I missed you, and I hope you missed me too. Back by popular demand, we're going to have shows coming, baby. We got them coming, all right? So this is the Ben Maynard Program. Tell a friend. Yeah.